All right, we are here with episode 16 of Safe on Talk. Huge weekend for fighting games, obviously, with EVO. Got a ton of stuff to talk about on this episode. There was announcements, there was reveals, there was a Tekken reveal that was confusing as fuck. There's a lot of stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about the payouts some of these people made and how they're lower than you would expect. Just a ton of stuff. And I'm here with Chris as always. What's up, Chris?
Yo, what up, D? Crazy.
Oh, super crazy. I don't know if I could watch like all today while I was like doing work. Usually I'll put like a Twitch stream on or something, and I couldn't even put on like a fighting game for a little bit because I was like I wasn't burnt out, but I was like nothing is gonna compare right now. I need to let shit like chill a little because I'm gonna watch some streamer that I like watching and be like, yo, is he boring? And I just didn't see it before, or am I
Yo,
just like still like
yeah, that's
on
what
like
it
a
is.
hype
Right.
high?
You need an Evo cooldown. That's actually legit, yo.
Yeah.
Like, it was so hyped too, bro. Like, especially Tekken. I would say this: Tekken Evo never fucking disappoints. Never. Tekken ain't even my main game. My game is Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur. But I can literally watch Tekken almost at any major and never be disappointed, especially Evo. So I was happy to see that it didn't disappoint this year either.
Yeah. Let me pull up the Evo schedule again to see what was on the first day. They did Skullgirls. Did they do anything else?
Skullgirls, I think Grand Blue versus Mortal Kombat.
They actually did a Grand Blue versus on the second day. I was just looking at the
They didn't do it the
first.
first day.
Nope. I guess they only did top 8 for Skullgirls. But
Oh, get out of here.
watch some of that. I don't know.
Oh, my bad. Was that Thursday or Friday?
Friday. It went
Okay,
Friday, Saturday,
I'm
Sunday.
thinking Saturday. My bad. My
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. And then did you watch anything on Friday? Did you watch any of it?
I just watched a lot of the pre-talk and like the Sony stuff and
Yeah, same here.
yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't see much that Friday. I didn't expect it, but man, Saturday was like a fucking smorgasbord of just fight. Yo, my favorite thing about all this is, and this is one of the reasons I can't wait to reopen the stores. Like literally, there's like 8 different Evo channels going on at once, and I can just pick what I want to look at whenever. I fucking love that so much, bro. I can't even explain to you. Like,
Yeah, the like the Twitch theater. I know that's one of the
oh
sites
man,
that I used too for a little while.
yeah,
90% of the time, unless I mean, except for like the last day, and like maybe 96 to top 8 on certain things like Tekken. I basically watch mostly Strive and the Sony conference.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
especially the first day. I think that's all I really watch. And I watched the grand finals of Skullgirls,
Okay,
second encore, and that was pretty hype. Skullgirls is pretty hype. It's like the way the comboing in that is, it's like very Dragon Ball Fighter-ish, you know? Like
yeah,
it's like you could zero to dead a character if you just tag properly and use your assist well. So I think it's a little bit easier to follow than Dragon Ball Fighters, like if you don't know anything about the game. So that was actually mad fun to watch.
yeah. It seemed like it's less happening. So sometimes, and that's why I tell people sometimes too. Like, if you like fighting games, like sometimes it's in order to enjoy the game, you want to watch a game that's easier to like break down as it's happening. Like a Street Fighter, you can kind of break down Street Fighter because of the pacing. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And like versus like a game that's typically anime fighters are hard to break down while they're happening because there's so much going on in the stream at once. Like
Yeah.
I remember I had um one of my friends came into my store and they were playing Guilty Gear Xrd, and back when Jacko was just ridiculous to deal with, right?
hmm
And he was like, "Yo, like, why is this girl just putting all this stuff on the screen? I don't know what the hell is happening. Like, he said, I don't know what's like, what are they doing?" And it was just like Jacko just throwing stuff and her minions going and
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
he was like, "Yo, bro, like, how do y'all play this?"
I mean, if it makes him feel better, I play the game and I still don't know what the fuck she's doing half the time. So, like, yeah, if he figures it out before me, he needs to help me out. So,
Yeah, man, but it's I think like you said, it's good for Skullgirls just to like sometimes you need that like um game that's easy to follow so you can just like break it down and like people can get more into it too. So
yeah, and the grand finals was Sonic Fox into Kill Sage, and Sonic was in winners, obviously. That's no surprise. But to Kill
yeah,
Sage, 3-0'd him and reset the bracket.
that was
So
crazy.
yeah, 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 and it was hella hype. And then Sonic Fox was like, nah, Like I ain't
Yeah.
going out like this, and then ended up
Nah, not
winning,
like
but
this.
it was so much closer than I would have expected it to be.
I thought Sonic was gonna run away with that thing, man, and then we got 3-0. I said, wait a minute, is Sonic losing his powers here too? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, and
Nah, he ain't losing.
To Kill Stage and Sonic were paired up for Multiverses too. They were a
Yup,
team, so they
yup,
must be relatively close. They obviously play each other in Skullgirls all the time, so
all the time, all the time.
yeah. So that was super hype. That was I think that was the only real big thing about the first day with there only being one top eight. I don't remember
Yeah, yeah.
anything magical. What were some of the stuff at the Sony conference? I don't even.
Maybe
They
I
had
think
some cool interviews. They had Strive. They released like kind of a little mini schedule that
yeah.
the new character, which we'll get to that in a little bit. That and then
Uh,
fall. Um,
it's a mixed reaction.
well, no, I just meant the new. They said the new character was coming out like in fall
Oh, okay, okay.
or summer, but I was just making a joke like, and by that I mean fucking like 2 hours after they said it. So, um, and then cross beta test they said is going to be in the fall sometime. So
That's
hopefully
big. That's big.
hopefully it works well, and then we can get it out here in the winter, maybe early 2023. So,
Dude,
um,
there is no game that should not have cross.
I
Uh,
know it's got to be harder than it seems.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know if it's like a maybe a loyalist thing, or like we want to have something that specifically you want to come to our system for. And I don't know. I maybe you're right. Maybe it's harder than it seems, but like because so many games implement it now, and they do it very well. Like Fortnite does it amazingly. Multiverses is doing it good. You know what I'm saying? Like there's games that
Yep.
do it. MK does it very well. Like there's games that you can play on multiple Tekken even with PC and P4. Like it's um it's not bad. So
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's just like maybe it is a money thing or if it's a time or development thing, but like there's some games that and this ain't even a fighting game, but I don't know why Madden is not crossplay yet. Madden and 2K have not been crossplay all this time, and I'm like, y'all know how much life you could get out of a game because once you get to like 6 months in for typically sports titles or games that come out every year, you don't give a shit about it no more. Like the player pool drops immensely. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yep.
You know how the player pool dropped for Grand Blue versus once COVID hit. That's like what happens when with sports, man. Like it's just like, all right, 6 months in, I hate this game now. Bye.
Yep.
And so like to have crossplay early on would be great, but then to have crossplay would also extend the life of some of these games too. So I don't know why it's not there yet. I'm assuming you right, and it's just a it's harder to do than we realize.
Yeah, and especially they need it because, like, I mean, Madden and sports games are coming out with one every year. Like Tekken, it's been 7 years since the last one. Like, this shit
Yep.
isn't coming out every year. So if that
Yep.
first year, if the player base dies, the game's just dead. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you see any of these games that were on the main stage, Melty and Grand Blue specifically? Do you see any of those games getting a resurgence now that they kind of got they their time in the light?
Maybe. Grand Blue, I think is it might actually get a little bit of a rise because I think there's like an overwhelming feeling in GBVS that in the fighting game community that we know that like they got fucked over by the timing and it's not
Yeah.
a bad game.
Yeah.
Um, so it wouldn't surprise me if some people start playing again like, man, this game got a bad rap. Let's fire it up. Play a couple matches. Some of them will be like,
Yeah.
you know what, this is mad fun. And there's actually people on now. Melty Blood, I don't know. I like Melty Blood. I can't believe it died as fast as it did, but
It died crazy fast.
yeah. But I played it for like a week and it was pretty fun. Um,
I played a little Vlav and I enjoyed Melty. It wasn't nothing like, oh man, I got to keep coming back to this, but it
yeah,
wasn't like, oh, I'm never playing this again either. It's just kind of middle of the road for me.
yeah. I mean, it was a very pretty game. The soundtrack was dope. I love the
Yeah.
music in the Melty
Yeah.
series. So, I didn't watch any of these grand finals. I don't think. Now that I'm looking at it, I mean, I'm sure I like skimmed them and like clicked them for a couple minutes, but I don't think I like seriously watched them. Did you?
No, I clicked through.
Oh, well,
I watched. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I clicked the arrow. I was like, oh wait, I did watch Dragon Ball Fighters. So,
I watched a little bit of Dragon Ball. I watched because Kyle was playing. And he got on. He ended up on stage. And then I watched King of Fighters was actually hype. I didn't expect to enjoy watching King of Fighters as much as I did. Like,
yeah,
it's not one of my favorite games to see or play. but Evo just like kind of was like, okay, like this is actually better than I thought. So some games, D, I can watch no matter the skill level, and in some games, like it has to be a higher skill level for me to like, okay, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing right now. So I realized that with Evo the other day, like some games I can watch two doo-doo dog water players play and be like, nah, this is fun as hell.
Yeah, yeah,
There's some games just like, nah, this need to be high level. I need to see good execution. I have to see why people stick with this game as long as they do. And so, King of Fighters is one of those for me. And then I watched some Grand Blue verses because I love listen to Monkey Business commentate. I didn't see any. I think I saw like 4 minutes of Melty Blood, and I was like, ah, okay. Yeah, but uh, definitely watched some Strive, some Tekken. I think I caught everything except Melty.
yeah,
Like I caught everything in a decent chunk except Melty.
yeah.
I
Going
even
back,
watched little multiverses. You saw that?
yeah, and then going back to what you said about how you can watch certain games, watching the strive pools in the very beginning was freaking painful. Like I
Was
would
it?
like just because, like you said, it's one of those games where you can watch two people that are shit
Yeah.
and then be like, this is still entertaining. Strive for me because at least I play that game. The beginning of pools, like some of the people were freaking terrible. I'm like, man, like there were a couple like because Geo you don't get to see very often, and when you
Okay.
do, it's in pools. And I was
Yeah.
seeing some shit, and I'm like, oh dear God, this is painful to watch. I was
You
like,
think it was nerves?
like
Versus Evo?
I'm one of those people where if I see something on like a TV show that's like painfully awkward, like I'll
Yeah.
start to like kind of watch something else or think about something because I start to feel a little awkward. You know what I mean? Even if it's a show where you know they're actors, I feel awkward.
I'm the same way. I
That's how
feel the
I
same
felt.
way.
Shit was getting so awkward in pools with some of the dumb shit some people were
Word.
doing, and you know it's bad because the commentators are like they don't want to like make fun of them, but they kind of want to point it out. They'll be like blah 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 blah, and no RC there. Anyway, blah blah blah. Like they'll pause and they'll be like,
Right.
they'll
Right.
try and
Right.
say it nicely, but what they
Like
want to
ignore
say
me,
is like,
dummy.
I don't know why the fuck he just did that, but okay. Anyways,
Right.
like,
Right. 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 Right.
but yeah,
You know what? You think it was pool? I mean, nerves?
oh yeah, it's got to be at
Yeah.
least some extent because you got to imagine the nerves in the pools are even higher too for some of these people that
Mhm.
it. Once you get higher and higher, these people expect to be there half the time. So,
Yeah. 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 That's true.
and so you got to assume that the people that are, yeah, yeah, it's got to be nerves. But Dragon Ball Fighters was super hype as always. It was so fucking late, dude. I couldn't believe how late it was. I was watching the stream, and people were giving it like a 50-50 chance there'll be like an update or announcement or something.
Yeah.
So I tried to hold on, and I made it I think all the way to like losers finals, and then I just fell asleep. It had to be like 2:30 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then I woke up and saw the announcement that they're getting rollback.
Mhm.
A lot of people are hyped about that because yeah, the net code in Dragon Ball Fighters is
Oh boy.
booty. It is not good.
Yeah, it's boo boo.
I don't think they announced any sort of timetable. Um, but yeah, but that's dope for the game. I think and they said they're not going to do any more balance stuff. They're not going to do any more characters. Um, which I kind of like. Start working on Dragon Ball Fighters 2. Um,
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
it rollback, and then and that's another Bamco thing, and I'm sure it's not cheap to give it rollback, so that's nice that they're willing to
Right.
kind of give them the money, even though the game's kind of dying and it's a little older now. They won't be
Yeah.
planning on updates. They're like, you know what, we'll do one more big thing for you guys. So I
When did
think that'll be
Fighters
awesome.
drop? Because it was crazy hype when Fighters first. I remember like um
It's
in
got
the
to be
store.
2017 or
Was it
early 18.
17?
DBZ 18. Okay, yeah, early 18,
18.
January
Okay.
13th.
Yeah. 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 That makes sense. Because I remember it was crazy hype, man. Like they was playing the shit out of that every practice. It was like 17 players just like playing. Fighters took over for like the TVs for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, dude. If it wasn't for this game, we wouldn't be doing the show right now. Like this is the game, because I played Street Fighter 6 and I tried to take it a little seriously, but I didn't really like Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 5. I mean, sorry,
Five.
excuse me. Yeah, I've been playing 6 for a while.
Right, right. I
Y'all don't
was
know
like,
none.
damn, he's playing it
Yeah,
back in
I
18.
hacked that code, baby. But and I'm still gonna suck when it comes out. Been playing that shit for 4 years. um, Yeah, and that was Dragon Ball Fighters was the first fighting game that like I didn't play it because I wanted to get better at fighting games because that's how Street
Right.
Fighter Five was for me. I was like, kind of don't like this game that much, but like I really want to get decent at it. And then like, um, Naj was a good friend of mine. I'd watch him play Street Fighter Four, and he had the stick, and I was like, yo, this looks like fucking dope. Like it's kind
Right.
of like I think using a stick kind of gets in people's brains about the whole like if someone collects like vinyl or something like that, like makes
Yeah.
you kind of quirky, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yo, I
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
a stick, custom, like that kind of thing. And I think it played into that in my mind. And I was like, yo, I want to get a stick. I want to be in this community. And then I wanted to be good, so I played Street Fighter Five for a while. Didn't like it,
Yeah.
but yeah. Long story short, Dragon Ball Fighter Z was the first game I woke up and I was like, I don't even care if I suck this game. I don't even care about getting that much better at it. It's just beautiful and fun as fuck. I love this game.
That's
This
what's
is
up.
this is a brilliant game. So the fact it's getting rolled back is awesome, and I'm sure I'll revisit it. I haven't played it since I think like 5 or 6 characters ago, so
Sure.
I got some cool people to
Yeah, it's been
try
a
out.
while. It's been a
Yeah.
while. I actually, I'm like you. I like their roster, man. I think they had a good. They have a good set of folks, man, and like you said, they're working on two already. So that's it's more relieving to know that they're not just like, we're gonna milk this as long as we can. Fuck y'all, and we're gonna give you what you want when we feel like giving it to you. But they're actually taking the time. They're developing two. I think two is gonna be wild when it drops, just because like this one was so good. Like I remember, because we all play a lot of Dragon Ball Fighters games, but they never quite, to me, right? They never quite hit the mark, right? I'm watching the cartoon and I'm watching the anime, but I'm not. The games aren't hitting. There's something missing here. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
they felt like clunky. They felt like
Yeah, it just never
super
felt like
slow.
like
Like
I'm
it
like
was
I can just, like, I'm in there. I never felt like I'm a part of it. And then when Fighters came out, I said, "Oh shit, this is it right here. Like this is how it's supposed to look and feel, down to their special moves being what they are, the finishers, the supers. Like, oh, I'm like, yo, this is crazy dope."
yeah.
And I remember I didn't touch it. I don't play fighters at all. Like at all. I don't like any, like, I should sound like, I don't play tag games, right? So anything that has tag,
Uh
I'm really like, okay, I'm trying to get good with this one particular character I like. But so I don't do a lot of tag games. But
yeah.
I remember watching fighters, and I'm like, yo, like this shit is fun to watch. I just like, I almost have forgot that I was the owner of the store because I was so busy just like watching two motherfuckers go at it in a practice session. So it's a fun game. It's a good game, and like I feel like they really finally got it right as far as like a fighting game with Dragon Ball Fighters. So I'm happy to see they doing so well. The game's doing good, and they're getting net code. Do you think people do that on purpose? Like wait a while to do net code because like it extends the life of the game. You think that's a strategy? What you don't
That's
think about it?
yeah, that's actually a good question because it might bring more people back
Right,
than it would have kept if it had it in the first place.
right. Like it
Yeah,
hits the
that's
law.
actually a great question.
Like they hit with a law. Like, oh shit. Like look. All right, come on. Trying to pull out our trump card. Roll back. Like, is that
Yeah,
a was that a normal strategy, or was it like you said? It's just hard to implement, and now they finally figured it out. Right? I thought
might
about it. Like,
be
damn.
it might be a combination of both. I would have just thought it was harder to implement and it took time and money, but when you put it that way, that's not a bad way to think about it. Because I bet you it probably will bring back more people. I mean, like I
Absolutely.
said, I'm gonna go back and play it some when rollback drops,
Right.
and it probably will bring back more people than it lost to bad netcode. Because I mean,
Yeah.
90% of the people that played this game and probably still play this game don't play it. Well, maybe it's a little bit less than 90% now because it's kind of
Yeah.
dying. But back then, like it wasn't competitive. Like probably 80% of the people didn't even notice the netcode was bad. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They probably
Yeah.
just thought they fucked up a combo or they dropped something or you know what I mean? They
Good
probably
point.
didn't
That's
even
a good
think,
point.
you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
it was actually
Yeah.
netcode. They might have blamed it on the netcode, but deep down they're probably like, yeah, I probably fucked that up. The
Yeah.
normal like, blaming it on the lag, but um and then when people come back, there's so many characters now. These people that come back, if they want to try these new characters, they got to drop money on the season pass too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
That's a good point.
if they buy a season pass or two that they missed, that's like them buying the damn game again. You know what I mean?
You're
So
right.
that's not a terrible. If they did do that, it makes them smart assholes. But
Yes. Yes.
but
Yes.
I don't know. I don't
Yes.
know if I blame them if that was their if that was their plan the whole time. That's actually a great question.
Yeah, you're right. That does make them smart assholes. Like it's good business, but it doesn't feel good.
Yep. So yeah, that was Dragon Ball Fighters in the rollback announcement. I didn't see who won Mortal Kombat Ultimate. Do you know who won that? Was
um,
Sonic in it?
Sonic came in fifth. Rewind came in second, and Scorpion Prox came in first. One of the twins from Chile. So
Gotcha.
yeah, listen, them boys, them two Chile boys, they're twins. And when I tell you they are nasty at Mortal Kombat, and they're like 16, 17
Oh,
years old.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I did watch Script Files. I do remember
They,
that. Yeah, yeah,
they,
yeah. The twins.
that
Yeah.
kid is ridiculous. But they are so ridiculous. And the crazy part is like they can do like 40, 50, 60% combos with like almost everybody. Like I've watched them play Nightwolf, Kotal Khan, Cabal, Kano, Sonya, Liu Kang, Kung Lao. Like it's just like Fujin. Fujin's like their main guy I've seen that they play, but like they just they're high execution with everybody. I'm like, how? How are you this good at this game? And like you not dropping shit, you optimizing everything. Like as soon as your opponent makes a mistake, they 30, 40% gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so it's like, damn, they're really like and I want to rewind to win because I was like, okay, this rewind I've always like watching rewind play MK. Rewind, Ninja Killer, Fox, Dragon, I like watching them play, man. Gurr, them are some of my favorites. And so when Rewind got that high and he was actually balling against Scorpion Prox and like there was one round like he was literally away like one hit away from being up. And I
Hmm.
was like shit and then he missed and dropped the combo and I was like, oh, it's over now cuz like them two kids, man, you can't make but one or two mistakes against them and it's curtains for you, you know?
Yeah.
And their Fusion was crazy. I didn't know Fusion could do all that, and I already hate Fusion because the movement options that he has. But this
Yeah.
this gave me a new disdain for that character. So
Do you know who knocked out Sonic Fox? Was it one of them?
I think it was who beat Sonic.
If you
Gosh,
can't
I
remember,
gotta
so you Shields just curious.
I don't know. I gotta go back and look, but I think it was either Nicholas because Nicholas is the other twin. It's either Nicholas or I don't think it was Scorpion. But yeah, oh no, maybe was it Foxy Grandpa? I gotta look.
I'm not sure. I didn't watch that far back. Um, I'll uh I'll look it up while we're talking
Yeah,
about him.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to ask, did that Cabal player that's local that you know that's really good? Did he go?
Kerbo came. Kerbo was literally He was balling. He was in top. He was in top 48 winners on the winner side. And then he ran. I forgot who he ran into, but he ran into one of these guys, and he was one hit away from being up 2-0 in the set, and couldn't get that last hit, and then the guy beat him 3-1. And then he got put in losers and lost.
Gotcha. Foxy Grandpa apparently is the
So
one who
yeah,
knocked out Sonic Fox.
Nicholas put Sonic Fox in losers. I know I remember seeing them play, and then yeah, Boxy beat Sonic,
Yeah.
and that was a hell of a match too, man. Like that could have went either way, like a couple times. So yeah, I thought Rewind was gonna take it all when he beat Nicholas, but what happened was um Nicholas and Scorpion Prox, they both play the same characters almost equally as well. So what happened was Rewind beat Nicholas 3-1 and Nicholas went Cabal. And then Rewind went and played Scorpion Prox and Scorpion Prox went Cabal too. So
Oh,
it was almost like he was able to see everything his brother did wrong and like, okay, I'm not gonna do that when I play him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Oh
So
man.
I was like, if they played two different characters, I'm not certain, but I'm almost certain that Rewind would have won that shit. But because Scorpion watched everything that he used to beat out his brother, he was
Uh.
able to adjust his game plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah, I was smart, but I was like, fuck, man, come on, both of y'all
Yeah.
gotta play the same character. Yeah, but so I think it's the first time in maybe in years, man. I think because typically Americans dominate NRS games.
Hmm.
So for the title to go to a country outside of America was very different this year. Very different.
Yeah. Cool. Speaking of games that Americans didn't dominate, Tekken Seven. Tekken
Jeez.
Seven. Um,
Jeez.
see, um, I was at a weird spot with Tekken this time because I couldn't decide if I was, but and I'm speaking for top eight. I couldn't decide if I was excited that I was guaranteed to see some dope games because of the people that were in it,
Right.
or if I was sick of seeing the same damn people in it. Like I was on this weird on the fence for a while where I was like, man, I kind of want like more of an underdog, someone that shouldn't have made top 8, so there's more of someone to root for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Arslan, Knee, um, Super Akuma, like it just looked the same. And I was
Yeah.
like, it's dope that these matches are going to be in the highest level of Tekken you can get. But at the same time, I was like, man, I don't know who to root for. Uh, like there wasn't an underdog. Everyone was super good. It was the same people. But it was still awesome. I didn't know. For some reason, I thought Knee had won Evo before and Arslan hadn't. But I forgot that Arslan beat Knee and Knee
Yeah.
hadn't won before. So that's so Knee deserves it. He's a fucking prodigy. He's
Sure is,
insane.
man.
He can
Bro,
play
Nee
like
is
every fucking
37.
character.
He's our age.
Is he really?
Nee
Oh,
is
I
our
didn't
age.
know that.
Nee was old as well in gamer years, old as hell, and hadn't won Evo. So, like that's what made it such a big deal for Nee too. So, but Arslan will be back. Arslan is a problem. You hear me?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. He's amazing too. Um, I'm gonna
So now,
pull up
welcome
the
to
we
your
can watch the announcement after it. Um, Let me fast forward this. So this was like hella confusing. In the beginning, they did just
Yeah.
announcing the world tour, and then I actually after this happened, I switched it over to Max's stream because him in the chat will like kind of figure it out and like think of ways and kind of sniff out like what that actually was.
Yeah.
Um, but from the beginning, when they like showed the Unreal Engine thing, I thought for sure it was 8. And then they did the world tour announcement, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But this, I'll fast forward to the end. This was confusing as fuck
Yeah. I
because
was
you're
like, this
showing
is
a Tekken 1
this is the
thing.
first Tekken.
Yeah.
It's crazy how this was cutting edge back in the day.
Oh yeah, it's
Look
beautiful.
at that. Oh my God! Look how crazy that looks.
Yeah. And then they show this, and so you're expecting, just a Tekken 8 thing.
I was looking like, did 8 glow in his eye? Like, did I miss the number 8 somewhere? Like, I went back and
Oh
looked at
yeah,
picture
that's
cards,
actually
and I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Couple people when in the beginning were like, "Is this a Tekken 1 remake or Tekken 8?" And
Yeah.
someone pointed
Yeah.
out immediately, they were like, "If this was Tekken 1, he wouldn't have those scars on his cheeks." So that would have been that's completely out.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
because
Yeah.
he doesn't, I
Okay.
think you see that on this, he doesn't have those scars yet. So
Good point.
so it's pretty much definitely Tekken 8. They freak out like it was an announcement for Tekken 8. Um,
oh my God, it's Arana!
so yeah, it's got to be Tekken 8. That little bit of doubt is just mad annoying. You know what I mean? You want them to just say it, but it
Yeah.
was obviously it had to
Yeah.
have been Tekken
I
8.
guess they saving it for a Tekken World Tour, but I was like, why would you not do it at Evo? Like, that's the biggest. You're going to get the most pop. Like, I was like, 90 something thousand people just watched your tournament. That's probably the peak of what you're going to get viewership of the year, unless you get like some really big names like Maximilian to like, because Maximilian gets like 30,000 people to watch his
Yo,
shit.
he had 52,000 at one point
Bro,
for
son,
something.
I was watching and I'm like, yo, the reason why your game is boosted so high is because Max is watching your game.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. Like, it's not a major corporation. It's not Sony's channel or nothing like that. Like I forgot what it was, and I was like, damn, is this like, am I tripping or is this normal? Because Max had like 21. He was playing something. He had like 20 something thousand views. It was something on Sony, and then I went down to the actual Sony channel,
And had
and
less?
Sony had like 600 views. I'm not lying to you. So 600
Yeah.
people, 600 people were watching the official Sony channel, and like 27,000 people were watching Maximilian's channel. And I was like, yo, this dude is like, I don't know how he managed to do it, but like well, I should say I do. Like he's really good at what he does, like just breaking shit down, talking, being entertaining. I remember I started watching him when he was reviewing supers in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
He was reviewing his fatal blows, and he was like he was raking them, and I was rating them, and I was like, okay, and I literally watched him rate like 27, 28, 29 supers, fatal blows, and I for some reason I just enjoyed it. So I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I get why people follow this dude, but yeah, man, I'm like, with Maximilian streaming, I think he at the time he had like 21,000 viewers or something. He was in the 20,000s for Tekken, and then Tekken had like 60 or 70 on their the EVO channel. I'm like, this is the best time for the most people to know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And
I was like, okay,
yeah, he said I watched him a lot. I mean, I watch him a lot all the time. Like you said, he does the rate the supers. I watch that. He'll do rate the costume. He does a bunch of shit. He's
yeah,
incredibly good at what he does. And he's
yes,
not overly
yes,
annoying. Um he doesn't like I'll watch sometimes when there's like a conference, I'll watch it like normally and then I'll watch his restream of it cuz he doesn't like he gets the right amount of hype at the right times. Like if something's really dumb, he'll say something's really dumb. Like
yeah,
he's just
yeah,
really good. I think he deserves like all that and he works really hard. So good for Max, but
yeah.
um yeah, he said that night when I was watching Strive, I watched his channel a little bit. Um during when they were taking the breaks. And he said, yeah, during Street Fighter 6, he had like 52,000 viewers or something like
Mm,
that. Which is, yeah,
gosh,
that's nuts. So
that's disgusting, man.
that's like League of Legends numbers like back in the day.
Yeah,
Like some of
yeah.
the like super pro League of Legends streams and stuff like
League
that.
of Legends stays like whenever I'm looking at Twitch channels, League of Legends and Dota, they stay in like the 100,000 viewers throughout the day, man. Like I've rarely seen League be under 90,000 viewers at any point in time since I've been watching Twitch.
Yeah. And another
You know,
thing that
but
reminded me, as I said, I switched over to Max on like a lot of the breaks. I don't remember 3 years ago what Evo was like when I watched it, but or even last year when it was online. But
yeah.
were there always so many fucking commercial breaks? Like I was
Oh
going
my
out of my
god.
mind. And like
It's
especially as it was obvious they were like running like an hour late on the final
yeah,
day and there was a
yeah,
break after every two like
yeah,
fucking matches, I was like, yo, even like the commentators were joking about it. Like Sajam and a couple people, they were like commenting. Rip a couple times was just like, we got to take a break. Seriously? Like
god damn.
sometimes
What
they
you talking
joke like,
about?
oh man, I don't want to miss the action, but sometimes they were legit like, wait, seriously? Taking a
Listen,
break again?
it
Like,
got so bad, D. Somebody on Facebook was like, "I wish I would stop interrupting my commercial breaks with gameplay."
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, shit, like is that? But yeah, you're right. I think even it was Rick. If you go back and look at Rick's Twitter, towards the end of Evo, he was like, all right, guys, I get it. I'll do the best I can to limit the commercials moving forward. Even he was like, I see it, I get it, and I get it. It's Evo, man. It's so. And then I think people pay big money for those slots. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I understand why. Like hell, nah, I gave you $10,000, but you better make sure that people see my product. You know what I'm saying? So, I understand that, and sponsorship money, and that kind of money is big deals. But gosh, I'm with you, D. I was like, God damn, it's been 3 minutes, and I'm still watching clips here.
yep.
That's too
Yeah, it was
long.
ridiculous. They probably had a really good like sales manager that was like talking to some of these people, and they're like, yeah, you could get we'll show your commercial 600 times, but if we do it 1,200 times for only this much more, you'll get double the exposure. And they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
why not? That's a hell of a deal.
yeah,
Then they probably watched Evo and they're like, wow, fuck, this is excessive. Like it was the same like four fucking
yeah,
commercials
yeah.
constantly. It was like,
It was
wow,
excessive.
if
That's
they
that's what
paid
I'm saying.
extra for this amount of excessive like advertising, even the advertisers like, fuck, we should have like paid less money and showed it less because this is pointless. Like they don't need to see the commercial this often. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anything, some people like won't buy the product because they're like, I'm sick of fucking seeing your commercial. I don't even want to like check out your shit anymore. So if anything, it like backfired.
No, you're right, man. That's actually legit. That's
Yeah.
actually legit.
There was I did go to the 10o.gg because I wanted to buy like a shirt or something, but I didn't go through with it. But they had one really cool
Strive.
yeah, that I really like. See if I can find it real quick. Um, it was. It'll just take me a second. Merch collections. Sure, I kind of wanted to order, but it was see how much it was. This. It was this cool the Geo dog shirt. I was like, that's kind of a dope shirt.
I saw
But
that. That was fire.
I
That
didn't
was
pull the
fire.
trigger on it because I was like, man, $32 for a T-shirt that I don't even know if it's gonna fit right because I'm like in between a medium and a large. So I was like,
I feel
man,
you.
I don't know if I can pull the trigger on this,
I
but
feel you.
yeah, so that was cool. So yeah, Tekken 8, I don't think it will probably be. I don't think it'll come out in 2023. I think 23 is going to be the year Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I think that's really going to take precedent, and I think this will be a 2024 game. I hope it's a 2024 game because if it's not, I'm assuming it'll be a 25. Don't think it's going to be 23.
Now I don't think it's gonna take that long because that'll mean Tekken to be out damn near a decade.
Yep, it'd be
Um,
like pushing 9 years easy.
yeah,
So I hope not, but
what's gonna happen is they're gonna I think they're gonna let Street Fighter 6 rock really heavy for like 5 to 6 months, and then they're gonna like, all right, Tekken's gonna be the breath of fresh air. Like, all right, we got y'all. Tekken 8 is gonna be coming out. But I do think because six looking like it's about to be crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
oh,
Like,
we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that
oh
next.
shit,
Yeah,
boy.
those
Cause
trailers that
man,
dropped. Um, yeah, I think because that's actually a good point because even though 6 is coming out in 2023, the general consensus is people think it will be out early 23, like
right.
February, March. So yeah, later in 2023, I think. Might not be that bad. Like you said, if they let 6 like rock for like 5 or 6 months, fighting games don't stay that hot for that long unless it's something like multiverses, which is probably gonna be around for fucking ever. Like I
Yeah.
don't see that dying anywhere soon. So especially looking at the Steam charts that we looked at Friday. That episode went up today for anyone that's listening live or anything. We had to do an episode Friday that went up this morning.
Yep.
It's just pre-Evo hype and stuff like that. So feel free to check that out. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Um, yeah. I think we should move on to Street Fighter. I think as far as announcements were concerned, this was, I think, the most expected announcement. Characters or at least one
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
but the most like hype. Because let me pull this up. Street Fighter 6 trailer. And I want to preface this before I start it. So with Street Fighter 6, when I watch it, it looks amazing. It looks dope. But there was always this thought in the back of my mind where I'm like, I'm really hyped for this game, but I know I'm an anime fan, and I know I probably won't play this that much. I'll probably play it a little bit. I'll
Right.
watch it, but I don't think this is going to be like game changing. Like this is, I'm going to stop playing anime. I'm going to go all in on Street Fighter 6.
Right.
But when I saw the first character we're about to show, I was like, this this character looks fucking sweet. Like I want to play this character and get good with this character. And for once, I wasn't thinking like I'm getting hyped for the sake that I want to be hyped. I
Right.
actually like see a character that I actually might take the game more seriously for. You know what I mean? So this was like a game changer. And then after the first character, Capcom was like, "Oh no, you thought that character was cool," and they just did the most bait gothic shit in the world that I am all for. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that's
Yeah.
who I want to play, either or." So I think out of all the characters they've shown, these are the two sickest characters that they've shown, in my opinion. Like for my style of who I play. So
Right. Right.
so this is Kimberly, and I mean, what else is there to say? She just looks amazing. Her moves look amazing. Her movement
Yes.
looks amazing.
Oh
Her
man.
style, her graphics, everything. It's just incredible.
I am really gonna enjoy watching Street Fighter 6. I already know that.
Yeah.
I might like playing it. I like her comments. I like her flavor. Oh man.
Yeah, and she the graffiti art style, she literally
Oh
has
man.
paint cans
Yeah, bro. You
and
saw
they
that?
go in with her super. I mean, she literally has chip super, which is kind of awkward. Well, I guess that's a Vega super, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess Vega did that
Vegas.
first.
Yeah.
There's the spray cans.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
So she has me mad hype.
Oh
They
man.
put out on the website some more stuff on her. There's a couple gifts, but I'm not gonna go look for them now of like summer moves. So what she does is she saves up paint cans. So it's like a 1, 2, or 3. You have charges basically,
Okay.
and she has traps and shit. She'll throw out like a can
Oh
that's on
shit.
fire, and it'll explode. So um, she looked like a straight up, like kind of rushed on quick character, but when you look a little bit more into her, she's like kind of a mix. She'll have some setup, so she looks super cool. So
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like, and look how vibrant that picture is right there. That one image right there was like super vibrant. You know
oh
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so just to see like, okay, this is what I'm gonna be dealing with a lot for Street Fighter Six. It's a lot less to get bored. Well, I think people realize like when you have the visuals right, people can enjoy the game at a massively high level and still enjoy themselves. So to see that she's a ninja, but she's got like a new school flavor to her, graffiti. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really dope to see. I typically don't main female characters like typically I find my favorite black dude and I rock out with him. But
Mm,
like I'm gonna give Kimberly a shot. I ain't gonna front.
yeah.
Kimberly's really tough and she looks really dope. So
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, I was thinking like, oh, this is my character. I'm gonna try this character for sure. And then this bitch came on screen, and I was like, yo, comes in on the crotch rocket, and I was like, that character's sick. And then I saw the pants, I go, oh, that's Jury.
oh, that's Jerry.
And she's always been crazy.
Yeah.
Like she's always like, this is like her lore. Like she's just nuts. But they go full
Yeah, they
on
make her
batshit.
what?
Yeah, like
Like she's Joker's assistant crazy.
yeah, like she's chewing 5 gum during the match. Like she's just like
Yeah.
losing her damn mind. So she looks cool. A lot of her moveset looks
Oh my goodness.
incredibly similar to the Street Fighter 5, but I thought she was dope in 5 too, so I have nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, that's crazy.
So this brings up another point. You see, like, so they were saying on the website too. I don't know if this is announcements, and it makes sense, but when you say it out loud, it's super cool. They said that every character is going to have a very distinct art style or a distinct graffiti style. Like they put
Yeah.
a lot of thought in the graffiti style, and you see this with hers.
You could tell
Like you
five was
can
like the oh my bad, go ahead.
I was just gonna say with this picture, like you could see
Yeah.
like
Yep.
very, very different graffiti style.
You can see that five was like the precursor to it, and like they went back to six, like, yo, that looks good. Let's put more time into that, and let's make sure that each character feels unique to where it's like it's not like okay, this is our thing. You know what I'm saying like this is her thing. You know, this is her colors, her specific design. I like
Yep.
that. Yeah, that's crazy. The black, purple, and white is crazy.
Stop, kid. You're killing me here.
Man, this game's gonna be so sick.
Bro,
I'm not even. I feel like a lot of people would say like you're just saying that for the show. You're on a
hold on a
fucking.
sec.
Yeah, you're good. I'll keep talking. A lot of people, would probably think like, oh, you're just saying that because you have a show, you have to be hype about everything. And maybe to a little extent, if something's just okay, um, I might if something's just okay for the sake of the show, I might like hype it up a little bit more. But this isn't what's going on right here at all. I think this looks absolutely sick. Like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the hype for it is completely warranted. So
I was careful on five because I saw it, but it felt five felt like they're trying to manufacture you get hype. Six is like, oh shit, this is like
yeah,
excuse me, this what y'all doing? This what y'all be working on?
yeah,
Like
yeah. 5, I knew after a
we're
while
nowhere
that
near we're nowhere near the end of all the announcements either. So I'm like, I'm
yeah,
legitimately sitting here like, damn, how do you keep topping this?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, it's only gotten better. Um, with 5, yeah, I that was at a point where the shit could have been dive kick. I was just excited to like take a fighting game seriously. But after a while,
That's fucked up.
and then I like after playing DB Fighter Z for so long, I went back to Street Fighter 5 and I was like, oh wow, this game's actually kind of ass. Like
Yeah,
now that I like
yeah.
I played like Rev 2 and Dragon Ball Fighters and then like a couple other games and I went back to 5 and I was like, oh man, I'm on the SFV shit kind of train a little bit. Like
Uh huh.
maybe not shit, but I'm starting to see like now that I know a little bit more. Um,
Five just took too long to be what it is now. Like that, I like the V reversal. Like I watched two people V reversal each other back to back, and then a crazy combo happened after. If that would have happened early on in the Dragon Ball in the Street Fighter life, I think the game would have been a lot more accepted, and like people wouldn't have had, but Capcom wouldn't have had to force people to play like the way that they did. So, I think with six they see all the things they did wrong with five, and it's like, all right, like we're not going. We're not gonna fuck around with it and get it wrong this time and then like lose out on so many people. Because I remember when it opened, even in the store, there was massive hysteria behind Five. Like we was all ready, and then like the more we played it, the more we was like, it's missing something. It's
Yeah,
not quite. It's not quite something. You know what
yeah,
I'm
a story mode. That
saying?
shit was missing a lot.
Yeah, man. It was
Yeah,
just like, yo, like it's good, like it's okay, it's okay to play like a Street Fighter, so we gonna go with it. But it just felt like it didn't have that full kick to it. And it's like we were sitting there waiting, like, okay, this is the aha, all right, there it is, but it never quite came in the way that we expected it. So I think six has been. That's why I think I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm about six because I don't want to like overdo it, but I keep seeing shit that makes me feel very confident and comfortable with saying six might be like the game we played, the next Street Fighter game we play for like 4, 5, 6 years and not have a problem playing it.
yeah.
You know what
I think when six launches, a lot of five fans are going to be playing the game doing this.
I'm saying? Right.
That's how you're supposed to make a fighting
That's how
game. From now
a
on,
fighting game.
this is how you make a fighting game. That's
Every
going to be
time.
them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's a fact.
but it's gonna be dope. The Street Fighter Grand Finals were super exciting.
Yeah, I
I
enjoyed it.
thought it was gonna be lame. I made a joke. I sent a text to a friend, because I just watched Tekken 7, and I was like, I forget how I said it, but basically it was like, you need to check on me to make sure I don't blow my brains out while I sit through SFE waiting for Strive or something like that. And he was like, you never know, it might be hype. And god damn it, he was right.
Yo,
It was actually pretty dope. Don't ask me to remember who fought in it, but
Idom was going
Idom, you're right.
crazy.
Yep,
Idom was going crazy. Like
yep, you're
I
right.
remember watching, like, yo, is he really running through the rest of the world right now?
Oh,
Is
duh.
yo,
Okay, it's coming back to me. Yeah, he fucking ran through Tokido. He ran
yo,
through Daigo. He ran through
yo,
God, there was a third person. He was literally like went into the AARP office and he was just kicking people out. Like he was fucking shit up. Like someone is I think I was watching Max, he was like, "Yo, he's playing Evo on fucking Dante Must Die mode." Like he's
yo,
just there was no easy path for him and he was fucking
no,
doing it. Yeah, that
no.
was
He
so
was going
sick.
through like hitters, bruh.
Yeah.
He was going through hitters. Like I wouldn't have been mad if Daigo would have won because at 41 to win the Evo was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's amazing. But when Idom started kicking ass like that, I was like, yo, and he was doing with Laura. A lot of people like said, I don't remember Laura being in the game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So the fact that he was doing it like that and just like to get to second place at Evo and play the way that he did with a grappler is just like amazing. You know what I'm saying? Grapplers don't typically get to that, you know what I'm saying, to that extent. So like that was exciting. It was exciting to see American player go through all those folks. And to see a dude who just like, yo, I play this game, I love this game. And you could see like when he lost, he was just sitting there like, yo, let me soak this in. This may never happen again. Like, you could just kind of see it. Like
Yeah.
he wanted it so bad, and when it didn't hit, you could kind of see like he's like, oh no, like you could just like you could see the energy change, and he just did not get out that chair for a minute, and I was like, I get it, bro, I get it.
Yep.
Like this might be your like we assume Evo's always going to be the same people, or these tournaments are always going to be the same people, and sometimes people blow through. No, we didn't know Arslan Ash was going to blow through the ceiling like he did in Tekken. Like we didn't expect that. It was we had been seeing some of the same names over and over again, and then with Arslan there, that took somebody else's chance away too. So, um, and then Idom as dope as he is, he might not be as fire as six. You know what I'm saying? We don't know
Yep.
yet. It might translate. It might not.
Yep. And yeah, like you were saying, he just man, getting in they talked about it a lot, but like getting second place in these tournaments
Yeah,
when you just played for days and days and uh just
he was in
and
God
you don't
mode.
even see because people are playing casuals behind the scenes. People are staying up in the hotel room, like
Yep,
especially people like IDOM that are up there.
yep, yep.
Like the amount that they play this game over the weekend and their games is just insane. So to go in second, like you just
Yeah,
see him, he's just
look
like,
at him. He
fuck,
was like,
man.
yeah,
I
man,
was so close.
right there. He was right there. He was right there, bro. It was so crazy because he was playing out his mind. out his mind.
Yeah.
I hadn't been hyped for Street Fighter like this in a long time. I know I bang on 5 a lot because it disappointed me as a fan of the franchise, but like that Evo set and the way his run through Evo, it was even better. I didn't think anybody would be able to top Li Joe years back when he went on his run when he played Nash. You remember that?
No.
Li Joe, the bald head like white dude
I
from
know who he is,
Jersey.
but I don't
Yeah.
remember.
So
I don't
Li
remember him going
he
through
went
with
on the
Nash.
Evo run and it was like him and like all Japan. And then he went on a little run from top 8 and we was like, yo, Li Joe, that's right, USA, USA. But this dude, he topped it, man. And he went through the big dogs that beat Li.
Yeah.
So look at him and he like, damn, I don't know, bro. I might not. You know what I'm saying? You could just feel it.
Yeah. When they did the medal ceremony, he seemed like he was still
Yeah.
disappointed, but he was holding it together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, man, I hate to bring this up because I don't want to dog on him because I don't really care, but I felt so bad when Punk, when it was on, I think it was on, when it was on ESPN2, and he was crying, and I was like, oh, come on, Punk, like, pull it together, man. Like, and I didn't realize how young Punk was. I thought he was a
Yeah.
little older than he was. I don't remember exactly how old he is, but I remember someone saying his age, and he's actually still pretty young, so he's even younger back then.
Punk lost a lot of fans over the years, man. The way he conducts himself. Some people think he's arrogant, and they don't
No, he is. It's just
they
whether
don't
you mind it
particularly
or
like
not.
they don't particularly like his flavor. So, and I get it. Like he could come off really, really really crunchy sometimes. And I'm like, damn, bro, where that came from? But
Yeah. It's all if you mind it or not. Everyone knows he is a little bit arrogant, but I don't really mind it. I still like watching Punk.
yeah, Punk
Yeah,
is still
sometimes the
lighting up, man.
shit.
He
Sometimes when the
entertaining.
arrogance comes out, it's a little cringe, but
Yeah.
it's not awful. I mean, he's not like fucking low tier god or something. It's like
No.
just a
And when
straight
he
up
comes out,
troll.
it's weird from him too because he's like this nerdy, like I'm a fucking god at this game, you guys. Like shut the fuck up. Like he's it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
off like that, and so it's like not only what he's saying, but the package, like in the delivery it comes from, is like it throws me off sometimes. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So that was Street Fighter top 8 and the character announcements. Well, might as well move on because we got I want to talk about the payouts too, but we got to talk a little bit
yeah.
of Strive. Um, Guilty Gear Strive, another fucking. I think it was even later than
Oh my god, bro,
than
it was going at like what
Dragon
one
Ball.
or two in the morning.
For them, yeah, it was like 4 a.m. here or something
It was
ridiculous.
it was
Um,
wild, bro. I think it was like 2:30 now. It was Strive was still on. I was like, damn.
yeah, I was there was like part of me that was like, man, I'm gonna be able to stay up because I had a hard time staying up for Dragon Ball Fighters, but I didn't think there would be an announcement, so I didn't care that much. I was like,
Right,
there
right.
probably won't be an announcement. And then Strive, I was like, there's definitely gonna be an announcement. And I was like, but fuck, man, it's gonna be hard staying up till like 3. I knew it was gonna be like 3:34 in the morning. And then I was like, and then they did the announcement first. And then I was like, should I be happy about that? I was like, no, fuck, that kind of takes away from the tournament. Because that's a lot of
Right.
the hype, I think, is like waiting for everything to be over and then being like, that was dope. Okay, here we go. But then they did the announcement first. And I was like, I know why
Well,
they did it because it's so
yeah,
late. But I was like,
yeah, yeah.
fuck, man.
And they try to keep all the coast in mind when they make an announcement like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
It's like, I get it, but I kind of wish they did it at the end.
Strive was scheduled to end at 2 a.m. So
Yeah,
like, and that was with no mishaps, no slowdowns, no nothing. So like that tells you like what time it really was gonna end. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And, but I mean, I stayed up for it anyways because one, obviously, I wanted to watch the whole Strive, and also I was like, there's a slight chance maybe they'll do another announcement. But they didn't end up doing it. But the grand finals and the top 8 were awesome. In fact, most of the top 24 were really good and really
Yeah,
close. And
yeah.
fucking May Slash was playing May, and
Crazy.
all the May players talking shit that she's terrible. And it's like, well, yeah, in the most hands, I guess she is, but like that don't mean nothing. Seeing a May go all the way is like gives me hope that maybe one day I'll see a Geo. It's like at
Yeah,
high levels,
you're
she's
gonna see
generally
it.
known it's not that good.
You're gonna see it.
But all it takes is one person to take that shit to the next level, and maybe I'll see it one day. But yeah. So they let's see the release trailer. Is this the trailer? Ooh, it's even got the EVO Live sound in the back. So they did this before the top 8 started. and you see that yo-yo, you know it's Bridget. I only know Bridget. I
It went
thought,
nuts.
yeah,
It went nuts, yo.
and I only knew Bridget from my time when I played it for like PlayStation, just like dicking around, like renting it from like Blockbuster or Video King, and playing around with her. But yeah, while this is playing a little bit, I played her last night. I downloaded her and played her a little bit, and she's a little bit hard to use. And for me, she's a little slow, but she's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Like her kit is nuts.
So I actually had it wrong. You know, Bridges is actually a boy, right?
Yeah, she's trans. He's transgender, right?
She was raised to be a girl, but he was a boy.
Yeah,
So
I remember.
was
I
saying
saw an
shit all the
article
time,
about that.
It was like, if you get that shit right, Chris, it's him.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, my bad, y'all.
yeah. My bad too. So yeah, he I actually just saw that. I think like 20 minutes before we started the show, and I
I
forgot
just
about it.
watched somebody here play a Bridget and got obliterated by Bridget. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It's early though, so you got to get used to all the moves and the move sets and all that. But that zoning is going to be fun to deal with, isn't it?
Yeah. She's got, she's got an invulnerable DP. She's got some great range on her heavy slash and slash moves. She's got a super quick like low that goes like I don't know how to explain it in terms, but a good distance. It goes I think a little bit less far than like Biken's little dash dive thing.
Okay. Okay.
But
Is it safer than
it's
Vikings?
quick. Yeah, it's because she doesn't move. She doesn't go in. So
Oh,
like
okay.
she doesn't even close distance when she does it. So
Okay.
that's gonna be really good. She has setups where like she throws her yo-yo. She has a projectile. She can't spam it. Like once you throw the yo-yo, it has to have time to come back.
Come back. Okay.
But
Okay,
there's two different types of throws you could throw where it hits them on the way forward, or you can throw it so that it goes through them, and then after a couple seconds, it like comes back to her and hits them on the way back instead. So there's a lot of
I'm
setup.
not like that.
It's a lot of setup stuff. Yeah, she's got a command grab. Like and it does like really good damage. She's really cool.
What's about to happen here?
Literally the only negative about her is that her supers, like even though they look kind of cool, they seem kind of phoned in. Like they don't seem very impressive.
They don't pop. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of phoned them in. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
But other than that,
like Sub-Zero
she's
super
dope.
in Mortal Kombat. It's kind of booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing exciting about it. It makes you feel like, oh, that popped. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, she's pretty cool. I played her for like an hour and a half, 2 hours last night. Lab in, and then I made the mistake of like playing someone in like a 10-game set for like the first half that I played her, and I played like a really high level chip, and I was like, why am I trying to learn this character playing a fucking chip? Like I was just getting my ass beat down constantly.
Yeah.
Like I almost took a round like a couple times, and he kept rematching me because he was being nice, and he was like, all right, I could see this guy just wants to take one freaking round, but he was a really good chip, and he beat my ass. But yeah, that's all to report on Bridget. I'll probably play her a little bit more this week, and then one more. I'll watch some streams, and then on our next week's episode, I'll say if I really think she's super strong.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that
Who?
flavor change. Bridge is going to be tournament legal.
Yeah.
On the 27th, so that's gonna be fun to see.
Yeah. And they shadow dropped it. The moment where 90% of people in the FGC all check the date at the same time. Because I know I did. Like, I was like, wait, is that fucking? I was like, is that today? I was like, that is today, but it was obviously like fucking 1 a.m. So, yeah, I love when they do the shadow drop shit. I think that's so dope. It's so hype.
Like, oh, you hype about it? Go play it right now. I love that.
And this makes sense because I said a couple episodes again, or maybe it was the last episode, where I said I don't understand why they haven't released a trailer for someone because they are going to be way behind schedule if they wait till EVO to just announce a character. And sure enough, no, they just dropped her that day. So that's how they fixed that. I guess I should have seen that coming. I didn't even think about that. Like, they're way off schedule if they just announced a trailer. I should have been like, maybe they'll shadow drop someone. Like, maybe instead of releasing a trailer a month before, they're just gonna do that. But that's what they did, and it's pretty dope. And he's super cool. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna keep saying she constantly
it's hard.
until I get used to it. Until I think about it. And no disrespect to anyone. So, I'm always happy to see representation in
Very
fighting
true.
games. I think if any game genre ever where seeing yourself represented is important, it's fighting games, hands down. It's so
Facts.
important to feel
Facts.
yourself in the person you're using. So
Facts.
it's awesome to have everyone represented. So yeah, I think the last thing we got is I looked at the way Chris, you were saying before we started the show, you said something about payouts, and I was like, I actually googled the payouts this weekend, and I saw like I just glanced it, and I was like, I saw a couple, and I think I stopped reading the article because I was like, that can't be right. I was like, this is supposed to be something else,
So
like this has got to be weird, and you started talking, I was like, oh shit, maybe that was what they were, and now we definitely got to talk about it because that is
listen,
ridiculous.
Mortal Kombat had 64 participants, I believe it was. And so look, first place was $1,948. Second place was
Huh.
$928. Third place was $603. Fourth was 324. Fifth and sixth was 232, and then seventh and eighth was $185. Now, if this was just a normal tournament or regional something like that, I'd be like, damn, that was saucy. This is
Yeah,
Evo. This is
yeah.
Evo. There's no reason in on this earth that the payout for third place at the biggest tournament of the year is $600. You know how much it costs to go to Vegas
Oh, yeah,
and to
especially
stay there?
if you're out of staying there, yeah, getting a flight is actually oddly
Absolutely,
cheap.
yo,
But get
it's
staying there is super expensive.
yeah,
And fucking if you aren't sponsored and you come from out of the country,
coming out your
you
pocket, bro.
first isn't even going to cover it. So
No,
that's
right.
nonsense. Yeah, that's absolute nonsense.
And I think honestly, and I'm like, listen, I understand. I'm not running Evo, and I'm not on the staff. I don't know everything that's happening, all that kind of stuff. But listen, for an event like this, the first thing I feel like the first thing you got to get right is the payouts.
Yeah.
These people are coming from everywhere, from all over the world to be in this tournament. It's got to be the biggest bang across the board in so many different ways, shapes, form, and fashions. Yes, the experience was amazing, and I get all that, and I'm pretty sure Kyle couldn't even wrap his mind around some of the stuff. It was just so dope to be there and be in that environment. But like the payout should be the first thing that's represented correctly when it comes to fighting games, man. Like you said, if I'm coming from out of town, first place don't even cover me getting there and back home. Like there's no way that should be. The fact that Mortal Kombat have 400 something players and the prize pool was 4,000 something dollars is abysmal. At Evo, hell nah. Sponsorship should have covered some of that money. Um, and I think Rewind said it. He was like, "Yo, the fact that I got Rewind got less than $1,000 for being second place in the biggest tournament of the year for Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type of shit shouldn't happen." And he was like, "Yo, why aren't we doing crowdfunding?" And I thought about it, like, why isn't Evo doing something like Matcherino when you got 60,000, 70,000, 100 something thousand people watching that tournament who will not only um and shit, that's why Dota and League of Legends prize pools be so huge. The year that Dota had that $26 million prize pool for their final,
Yeah, it was
um
crowdfunded mostly,
it
right?
was crap, bro. It was all compendium, like yo. It was like basically people like kind of buying pay per view, and like so people were paying $19, $20, but they were getting a skin they can't get no other time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why don't y'all do that for Evo? Do special Evo skins for all these characters or whatever. You got to be in the chat or stream to get it, or they got to buy it from so use some kind of promo code from the store, and then that money goes straight to the players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's ways to do this that wouldn't necessarily come out of Evo's pocket or come out of the sponsor's pocket. So I definitely think that Rewind had a good point, and I think it's crucial to the life of of fighting games for Evo. If no other tournament of the year, Evo should be the payout should be goddamn. I need to get the Evo. This could change. This kind of money could be semi life changing. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
win first place and I go home. I think who was it? They were talking about it. I think for Tekken when somebody won World Tour and they went home with like 50 grand. And he was like, he went home and bought a house for him and his wife and his family. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the kind of money that you should be getting when you're the best of the best at the best event all year long, the
Yeah.
biggest tournament.
If
And
not
then
more.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like you should be able to like, okay, this maybe I made good chunks of change here and there along the way, but Evo should be like, if I come in fucking like think about it, Fortnite, you could like when they did the top on when they did doubles, I mean singles, matter of fact, not even doubles. When they did solos, the worst player out of all 100 players went home with $50,000. The worst players. So you could come in 100th place and
Yeah.
still walk home with 50 grand. You could get eliminated in 3 seconds. You still walking home with 50,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, fucking, it's not like we don't know that you have money. I mean, I just watched 7,000 ads. Like, how about you put some of that in the fucking prize pool? Like,
Right.
maybe we won't hold it against you as much if, like, we know it's going for a good reason or a good
We know it's
cause.
going to
So,
players exactly. Like we know it's going to people who came here, who put the time, the effort, the energy, the money, all that stuff together. That like we'll fuck with it a little bit more. And on top of that, like again, Macherino, I've seen Macherino get prize pools to $250 here locally. You know what I'm saying? So like you could imagine what it'll do on an Evo level. And then on top of that, like if it's an Evo stream or something like that, like it's one thing to like, listen, this is just the money they're getting right now, but this is going to be the payout they get. We're gonna divvy out. Like if they wanted to do it that way, we're gonna wait to pay them, or you know what, we're gonna divvy out this money once we get everything settled. So, for instance, like Rewind, yeah, he got 928 for the tournament, but he's gonna get an additional $6,000 from after we split up the Macherino, and you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like that type of shit makes sense to me. So
Yeah.
between Macherino and crowdfunding and like just giving people opportunities to do something and get something they normally wouldn't get. Because yes, will people watch the stream and just donate because they're happy and they hype and they see it? Yes, they will. But if you give them something like, listen, this is a special Evo skin you will not get any other time of the year.
Yeah.
Or you know what I'm saying? So like, or you know what? You'll only be able to get this during Evo now or Evo Japan. So you're gonna have 2 chances all year to get this one specific skin, or this one specific stage, or this one specific sound. Like, or do it like this: a skin, a stage, and a soundtrack. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Give me that. But
Yeah.
it's gotta be something that is substantial to where like players feel like they getting the money they're supposed to get. The viewers are getting something for it's a bang for their buck, and then Evo looks fantastic because not only are you the biggest grandiose looking tournament, but you also pay that way, and that's the biggest thing out of all. You can't tell me you're a big dog like that and then pay pennies like that. That's not that'll never be kosher to me.
Yeah. It's inexcusable considering, like you said, the examples of how to do it right are out there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Wait, you just
Exactly.
ripped off 3 of them like immediately. Like that aren't that hard to do. Like, I mean, the crowdfunding alone is easy to do, and that's all on their
Sure
side.
is.
They don't have
Sure
to.
is.
They don't even have to get developers involved on that shit. You know what I
No.
mean? Uh,
No.
you can all do that by yourself. But yeah, that's ridiculous.
And we
Uh,
love Evo, so we gonna support it.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
without
I'm
a
saying?
doubt. That whole fucking last day, that I'll somehow how the tournament ended for a lot of people. Yo, I got fourth in Evo. All right, here's your $150. That's how that went down. But yeah, it's just sad. Like I said, when I looked that up, I was like, that can't be right. That
No.
this must be like for eighth or something. I kind of just skimmed the article. I was like, nah, that can't be
Yeah.
right. But
And you know,
apparently it is, and
hey,
that's
bro, listen,
fucking
terrible.
that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Listen. And on top of that, I think you and I talked about this maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 podcasts ago. I know it was a minute ago. Remember what I was saying? Like major tournaments, there's no reason why major tournaments should be the prize pool should be $10, you know what I'm saying, per player. Like when you get that high up, it like each player should be paying 30, 40, 50. Like Evo, even if it was like $50 for the venue or $100 for the venue and then $50 um to enter the actual pool, that makes more sense. Because
Yeah,
now, even if you double that, like okay, the prize pool was 4,000 something dollars because it was 400 people paying $10. Now imagine if 400 people paid 20 or $30. That's 20 or 30 more dollars out their pocket, but it's worth it. And now the prize pool doubled, tripled, or quadrupled. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, instead of getting the prize pool is 14,000. If everybody paid $40, now it's 16,000, and those payouts are a lot chunkier. On top of Macherino, you know what I'm saying? Like so, it still
yeah,
don't have to everything don't have to come out the players' pockets. There's other ways to get the fans and viewers involved. So I didn't understand that, and when Rewind said it out loud, it really clicked in my head. Like, damn, that is really abysmal to have that type of payout to give that type of effort and to really be a reason why Evo can say it's as big and grandiose as it is, and then still pay those people out those pennies. It didn't make sense. So I'm hoping that Rick or the Evo staff or Sony, and on top of that, Sony owns it. Like even
Yeah.
if you did, that's another thing I just thought about. Like, damn, y'all got the money, y'all got the pockets. Even if you say, you know what, we're going to each pool, this is the mark, the benchmark. So if you get 400 players in your pool, we'll add an extra 20,000 to your pool, to your payout or whatever. Like even if they did it that way, it would make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like you gonna lose no money. You got the pockets to recoup this kind of stuff, man. So like the fact that there was so many big dogs and big names involved, and to have such a small payout, I'm gonna be real. It's totally unacceptable, and I really really hope that Evo gets it right next year. Shit, I hope they get it right in Japan
Yeah.
when it comes out. When they're going in May, I think April or May.
April, yeah, I think.
April. So I hope that they get it right in Evo Japan and like stop paying out these pennies when they know these players are traveling and spending massive amounts of money. Think about it, T. How much would it cost us to go to Japan and stay there? Go to Japan, stay there, eat food, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm
More
saying?
than if
Change
we
out.
won MK11.
So to know that that's a thing, and to know that I'm like me going to the biggest tournament of the year should not be a labor of love. It should
Yeah,
not be. Like
absolutely.
going to my locals should be a labor of love. Me going to the biggest tournament of the year, absolutely not. Like there's way too much money involved. There's way too many big dollars. Sony could be giving bread. Matcherino could be giving bread. They got sponsors and brand money, all that kind of stuff too. So it just don't make sense for me to me that you have you can have like 200 and 200-foot screens of like, and don't get me wrong, the presentation of Evo was massively successful and amazing to watch. But to see all that right there, and then you be like, oh, here you go, $900. That is
Yeah.
an
You
insult.
can't you can't tell me you can't sell two of those smoke machines that were fucking just going off. Like that
Oh,
that
son,
probably those are probably like they probably look simple, but they're probably like 30,000 a piece.
yeah,
Like
ridiculous.
you
Stuff
can't
like
just
that make the
fucking
price
not buy an
ridiculous.
extra smoke machine and like
Right,
pump
and
it up.
pay people
And then you
outright.
have multiverses, which had 100,000 at the start.
Right.
So like, and people like game's been out a month. Someone who's been playing MK11 for the last 4 years, like straight,
Hmm.
3 or 4 years, like it just made like 2% or like 5% of a game that came out a month ago.
A
Like
month
it's
ago.
absolutely insane. Like
So I really hope Evo, and I know I went on a tangent there, but I really hope Evo gets that right, because it doesn't make sense, and it's definitely disrespectful to the players, to the game, and to the community to do all that, to put all that time. Like you said, even then, to go on such a like I've been playing MK for 4 years. I finally get to the biggest stage of them all, and I do all this. I make this fantastic run. I play out my mind, and I go home with $700, $300, or even I top 8 Evo and I get $158.
yeah, yeah,
There's no
that's
way. There's no
it's
way
insane.
that I top 8 Evo and I get paid out more at a local than I get out for Evo. There's no way that should happen.
Yeah, and I looked it up. Apparently the games were $10. ten
It,
bucks to
it
enter. That's
it doesn't make
stupid.
sense. It doesn't
That's
make
stupid.
sense. Not at this level, D. Not at this level.
No,
And I
not
say
at
it all the
all.
time. I think for all majors, like it should at least be $30.
Yeah,
That's $20 more that you already pay. And if you're going, you've already made the commitment. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to Combo Breaker, you've already made a commitment to spend money. So that's $20 more out of versus the 10 you would have paid. Now you're paying 30, and it triples the prize pool. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
It
And there
makes
were
it so much more worthwhile. And now you maybe even pay out the top 16. You know?
yeah. I mean, just to make a respectable amount of money, I just did the math on this. There were 2,300 entrants for Strive. So at
Jesus.
$10 a pop, that first place would have made 9,660, and that's with 2,300 fucking people.
2,300 people.
So like,
2,300
so
people.
you have to have the biggest turnout ever at Evo for it to look how it should. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
That's nuts. That's insane.
And think
Like,
about it. Had they tripled that, the prize pool for Strive would have been like 60 something thousand dollars. No, I'm sorry. 90 something. No, what is it? 246. Yeah, 60 or 70 something
if they
thousand
tripled
dollars.
it, it would have been 69,000.
$69,000, almost 70K. So you telling me that 70K don't look better than 23?
Yeah,
It's the biggest tournament of the year. And even then, let's be honest. For Evo, the pool is probably should be $50 to be Evo, just because it's the biggest, baddest bang, whatever. So it
yeah,
probably should be $50, only because we've all established that Evo is the big dog out of everyone, all of them. Combo Breaker, CEO, Final Round, Summer Jam, Winter Brawl, all that. We've decided, Frosty Faustings, all that. Everybody's kind of like, yeah, you right. Evo is the biggest, you know what I'm saying? By far, it's the biggest, whatever.
Yep.
So we've already established that. So realistically, even if they did have people pay $50 a pop to be in the pools, it would make sense because it's the biggest one of the year. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So again, that's my gripe with that. I loved Evo. I enjoyed it for the most part. That was just like a little sour note to end on, though. Like I didn't like the fact that God, it was that low.
Yep.
That was rough that would be a rough pill to swallow if I came in second place or third place and I got less than $1,000 at the biggest and clearly the biggest most ad ran tournament of the year.
Yeah, and it's important to talk about this because it's very obvious that if more people knew, like I didn't even know they were that low, but if more
Right,
people knew, and there would
right,
be a lot more like, are you guys fucking kidding me? And
right.
they would
The
have to change
outrage
it.
would be
They would have to
absolutely,
do it. So
absolutely,
it's one of those
absolutely.
circumstances where the important thing is to make it as known as possible to people because 99 out of 100 people are gonna be like, no, that's fucking dumb, and they're gonna
Yeah,
say that it's
yeah.
dumb. So
And it's going to have to change when you have the outcry and the support of the people saying, listen, I don't care what y'all say. There's no reason why the prize pool for the biggest tournament of the year should be $4,000. Y'all stop plucking playing and get these people the money they deserve to have, because y'all know they the best of the best competing on the biggest stage. So cut the shit out and put the money where it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
So yeah, I agree. And like you said, like you didn't know it, and I knew it, but it didn't hit me until we talked about it more. Like, oh shit, $4,000 for Evo. That is unacceptable
yeah,
in every way, shape, or form, and especially unacceptable because we already have proven ways that you can make it bigger. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? We already know. Like this, Macherino could have added an extra 10K to the prize pool probably. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yep,
Just by people clicking on a promo code and added 50 cents. If what is it, 50 cents per click or something like that?
probably yeah, something like
So
that.
so if 60,000 people clicked at 50 cent, what's that? 30K more?
Yeah,
Come
yep,
on, baby. There's ways to do this thing that don't hurt nobody.
yep. They did get a free water bottle though.
Yeah, give me something.
Yeah,
Give me something. Give me a Snickers,
you made
goddammit.
you sunk the last 3 to 4 years of your life in this. You got 150 bucks. Push you crowded sick ass water bottle.
You got a sick ass T-shirt, man. Good
Yeah,
job with your lanyard. Nah, man.
it's to catch your tears, bitch.
Pretty much, because I'm crying in that bottle on the way home.
Yeah,
But anyway, so again, I enjoy Evo. I just think I definitely think that needs to be addressed quickly and efficiently, and I think the community definitely needs to be harping on that shit until they get it right. Rick, Sony, and all the TOs, and they got to think all the top CEOs from all around the world was there, bro. All the top
yep,
TOs. Eric was there. Rick was there. I think Jabeli was there. Like it was Shin Blanca was there. Brian was there. It's so many different names and people who run big time tournaments year in and year out. And I'm like, listen, there's no reason why it should have been that low. Considering the fact that it's so grandiose and so many people put so much time, effort, and energy to it, and I know you got to pay bills. I know it's expensive to put on a show like that. I understand all that, but it shouldn't be at the detriment of the players to be able to put some shit on like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Y'all taking all this corporate dollars and all these big dollars, and then the players go home with pennies. That's fucked up, and it should never happen like that.
Yeah, the least you can do is some little crowdfunding thing. We won't even ask for your money. Just come up with something that is of value to
Yeah,
someone, and you don't
yeah.
even
Like,
have to worry about it. Us as fans will take care of that.
listen,
So,
think about it. If we crowdfund, we give the option for Macherino, and then, like I said, if you really want to go all out, have people pay like 10, 15, 20, maybe $19, but then they get a stage, a costume, and something else or a soundtrack that they normally wouldn't get. And they can only get for Evo or Evo Japan.
yeah,
I'm telling you, it'll be worthwhile and it'll be worth having. You know what I'm saying?
amen.
All right,
Absolutely. All right, so yeah,
I'm done.
and yeah, in the grand scheme of things, other than that payout bullshit, Evo
Yeah.
was great.
Oh man.
Back in person, everything about it was great. The
Right.
announcements were great. The finals of every game I watched were great. Some of the pools, basically top 24 on for every game that I watched
Oh,
was
it was fucking
was
fire.
great. Yeah, it was a great weekend. It was just great.
Again, I hope I didn't want to end on a bad note. So I want to be clear. Like, yeah, that one little thing pissed me off, but other than
Yeah,
that, man, I completely enjoyed the entire just spectacle of what Evo was, and I can't wait to travel there, and I also can't wait to host a viewing party next year for Evo, knowing that the competition's high, the games are great. It's gonna be so much dope shit going on at once. I don't think 6 will be out by then, but I don't know. We could be looking at that. And I'll be
I think
honest,
it
man.
will be.
I don't know if you remember when Street Fighter Five came out, that first Evo, there was like 5,000 entrants. Remember
Yeah,
that?
I do
It
remember.
was
Yep.
wild. So six might top that if it's as good
Hmm.
as I think it's about to be. Evo had 5,000 total this whole year. It
Yeah.
was 5,000 just for five.
Yep.
that, when
Yeah,
it
it's gonna be
dropped. So
nuts.
yeah, bro. Yeah, and they said they DQ like 2,000 players. Some people just registered just to say they DQ players.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was wild. It was wild. Oh yeah, Evo was great, and I enjoyed talking about it. Shit, you see that we didn't have to change the subject or the topic at all. It was all Evo. That's how
Yep.
amazing this weekend was.
Yep. Yep. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was great to see everyone back in person at Evo, and
Yeah, man. Energy was electric.
yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. You got anything else you can think of?
That's it, bro. I enjoyed it. I'm done. I done talked all day.
All right. Yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for tuning in to episode 16. This episode will be up in 2 or 3 days, hopefully two. Um, yeah, and we will be back next Tuesday. It's gonna be hard to follow up this one because
Yeah, bro.
it's gonna be hard to find some topics, but we always figure it out. We'll find
We do.
something to
We
do.
do.
So,
We do.
but thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, remember, drop a comment, like, subscribe. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. I see some people like Hectic Ion and Kyle that leave comments on the videos, and
Appreciate y'all.
I keep forgetting to respond to some of them, so I apologize. I gotta get so much better at that. I'm not used to having like an extra thing to check like that, so
I hear you. I'm gonna
so
start
I'll get
checking
better
too.
at
You
that.
right. That's on
Yeah,
both of us, man.
yeah. But all right, we love you guys. We will see you next Tuesday at 5, and I think that's it. Peace.
Peace.